My name is Cole, and today I'll be walking you through my process of removing glue-on RC tires and then mounting some new tires back up to the original rims. Let's get started. So I've had these Proline Badlands on my Traxxas Slash for about 2 years now, and they've been a really nice tire, but they're finally starting to get quite worn out, and I decided it was time for some new one. You do have the option to buy tires pre-mounted, but when I looked into it, I could save around 20 bucks, and my original rims were perfectly fine, so I decided to put a little work in and save some money. So today I'll be using the baking method to remove the tires from the rim. The first step is setting your oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Set your tires out on a baking sheet while your oven gets up to temp. And then once it's up to temp, slide them in and set a timer for 5 minutes. I like to check them about every 5 minutes and kind of feel them around, see if the glue is coming undone. And then if not, stick them in for another couple minutes and just keep repeating that until you can peel the tire right off of the rim. After you get them all separated, you may find that some of them left a little bit of residue, some little bits of glue and some little pieces of rubber maybe left on there. I just went around and kind of picked it off with my fingernails and a little help with an X-Acto knife, and it's no problem. After that, I set them in some soapy water just to clean up the rims a bit, but this step isn't really necessary. I'll be using the Proline glue that's specific for tires, but I've used just generic super glue in the past and it's worked just fine. When you put them side to side, you can really see how bad my old ones are starting to get. Now, mounting tires isn't really all that intimidating as it may seem. Just take your time and go slow, and it should turn out just fine. First step is getting the tires seated properly on the rim. You just kind of got to work the tire around the rim until it kind of seats in there nicely and everything looks even. Once you get it sitting how you like, pull out your glue, whether you have generic super glue or tire specific glue. One thing that's nice about the Proline glue is that it has a needle applicator tip on it, so that helps you get it more precisely in there, which is nice but not necessary. You're just gonna kind of peel back the tire from the rim ever so slightly and then just drip a little bit and then just go all the way around the circumference of the tire. Once I get a nice first layer of glue on there, I like to put a couple rubber bands around the tire just to keep pressure evenly around it so that the glue dries just how you want it to. Then I noticed that this Proline glue actually dries very quickly, so within probably 5 or 10 minutes you can flip them over and do the back side of the tire, which is pretty much the exact same process, just on the back side of the tire. And I did notice after I glued them, there was sort of like this bluish release agent almost, it seemed like, that had formed after I glued it right around where I glued it. So I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it seemed like I could just wipe it off with my finger. So I'm assuming there'll be no trace of it within a couple runs of these on there. So I'm not too worried about that. I would recommend waiting at least a couple hours to make sure everything is completely dry before you drive with these new tires on there. Just don't want to run the risk of blowing your tire off first thing right after you get it mounted. But yeah, just mount them right back up to your truck and you should be good to go. This is just one of many different ways to remove and mount glue-on RC tires, but this method has always worked just fine for me, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. If you found this video helpful, really appreciate it if you leave a like or maybe leave a comment with some feedback. I love hearing from you guys and would love talking to you and answering any questions that you have in the comments down below. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for this one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.